I like to think of myself as an optimist or someone that looks on the brighter side of life, a cup half full kind of guy. Or, okay, you guys get the point. But I know I'm also going to get some flack for this one, but I do want to make sure that I explain both sides of this. So, the Raiders last year, we were calling it. We were saying, hey, playoff team, let's go, baby. Things were looking great. We were wrong. We'll be first to admit that we were the ones that went out there and put the Raiders up on a pedestal. What's different this time? I know I'm probably getting some hate in the comment section when I'm right as this is coming out, but I still think the Raiders could be a deadly team if there's a couple of things you got to take into consideration here. So first off, this offense, I'm not worried about it. Jimmy G, we've seen what he can do from the perspective of being a game manager. That's fine. Okay. What he can do with a good running game is pretty good. Like, he can win football games with a really good defense and a running game. So where does that come in for the Raiders? So he's got weapons. Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, Hunter Renfrow, all those guys. Plus, you drafted guys like Michael Mayer. This offensive line seems to be better-ish. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. But, honestly, I really feel like McClendon Curtis is going to be a guy that comes in. Did I even put him on the depth chart here? Oops. McClendon Curtis is going to be a guy that comes in, should start at right guard. No question in my mind. I think he's going to be an immediate upgrade over Alex Bars. If he's not a Pro Bowler, fine, but he's going to be better than Alex Bars. That's going to be the entire thing of it. It reminds me of... I think it was Oli Udo that we were hating on as Vikings fans for a while. Now for the Raiders, it's Alex Bars. Like, this man, I'm sorry, you're a backup. You should not be a starter in the NFL. It is what it is. But this offense, you're not worried about it. Like we said, he's got weapons. Jimmy G does, that is. He's going to have a good running game. The question is on the defensive side of the football. So Drake Thomas has been a guy that's been making a lot of noise lately, but overall, guys like Max Crosby, Jerry Tillery, Bile Nichols, you're kind of excited about this group. I will say that I would expect Neil Farrell Jr. to make more of a start than Jerry Tillery, because I think Jerry Tillery's better in the run in the pass game, and Neil Farrell Jr. is definitely more of a run stuffing guy. I think he could take up more double teams, so that definitely needs to be taken into consideration more of there. Bile Nichols is one of those guys that's a pretty big stud. I like him as well, but overall, this D-line is going to be relatively solid. Max Crosby's that dude. Tyree Wilson, I think, is going to be a better player than a lot of people think. Obviously, got to get him coached up and go from there. The question for me is this linebacker and secondary core. Like, honestly, I think the D-line is going to be vastly improved. So on the outsides, yes, you got Divine Diablo and Luke Masterson, potentially maybe even Darian Butler that gets in there. But maybe even Drake Thomas if they try to get him away onto the field. I don't know. But Divine Diablo, we talked about, is a guy that needs to step up this next year. We've seen him. He's pretty solid in the run game, but the pass game, he gets targeted quite a bit because, yes, he can be a liability. So this defense needs to step up big time. And even if the Raiders had a middle-of-the-pack defense, this offense would be, I think, good enough to at least win 9-10 games next year and do some different things. But Robert Spillane coming over from the Steelers, I'm pretty excited about. I think he could be the man in the middle for now, at least, and maybe bring in a guy like Drake Thomas a little bit down the line. I keep mentioning Drake Thomas. Yes, this dude needs an opportunity. Give him that opportunity. But then after that, the secondary, Duke Shelley, as well as a couple of other guys like Jacorian Bennett on the outside. I'm pretty excited about it. Nate Hobbs, I think, is going to play in the slot. So, but as far as some of these other guys, I really feel like they do have some pretty good talent, the Raiders do. The question to me is, are they going to be able to get after Patrick Mahomes and some of these other quarterbacks in the division? Like I said, I know I'm probably drinking the Kool-Aid here a little bit too much. I'll admit that. However, I think that we've seen it from Jimmy G. He can be a guy that game manages and does get the ball into the end zone, does put you in a position to win most games if your defense is pretty good. Honestly, Patrick Graham and company, defensively, this is their last year, if you ask me. Like, you need to be able to get this defense at least into a top 15 type position because you do have some talent now. Like, you kind of shored up the secondary with Marcus Epps and all that. Trayvon Morig needs to take a big step in year 3. But other than that, really, I'm pretty excited about it. I really feel like this is your golden opportunity, really, to put this team in a position where, hey, the defense is pretty good, and the offense will put up some points. It's not going to be a record-breaking offense, but it's good enough to win games. I mean, all these weapons, Jimmy G, we've seen him do it year after year with the 49ers, and clearly the Raiders brought him in because they think he can do the same thing here. So, like I said, I know this is going to be coming off a little bit of rosy, but I do think the Raiders could still be a pretty deadly team, especially if that defense comes together like I definitely think it could. But let us know what you guys think, and make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all of you guys' love and everything. You guys are truthfully awesome. We love every single one of you. Down in the description below, you'll find all of our social media platforms. So give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover them. But let us know what you guys think about if the Las Vegas Raiders could be a deadly team in 2023.